History rarely whispers. It leaves monuments, ruins, inscriptions, graves. Yet one of the most consequential events in human civilization begins not with a monument, but with an absence. The cross was visible. The execution was public. The trauma was measurable. But the tomb was silent. And silence can be more explosive than spectacle. Welcome back to Scripture, Science, and the Ancient World, the channel where we examine biblical narratives through archaeology, forensic reasoning, historical context, and scientific insight. If you value deep investigation over surface storytelling, subscribe now and join a community committed to thinking critically and believing courageously. Today we step away from the brutality of crucifixion and into something colder: carved limestone, engineered burial chambers, sealed entrances, military oversight, and an event that forced history to split into before and after. This is not merely about theology, this is about architecture, and architecture does not hallucinate. Jerusalem is tense. It is the day of preparation before Passover Sabbath. Jewish law prohibited leaving a body exposed overnight. A respected council member enters the narrative, Joseph of Arimathea, a member of the Sanhedrin, wealthy, influential, publicly identifiable. He approaches the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. He requests the body of Jesus. Pilate is surprised he is already dead. Execution victims sometimes lingered for days. The centurion confirms death. Permission is granted. This detail matters because it removes secrecy from the burial. This is not a hidden grave in a desert. It is an official transfer of a publicly executed individual into a privately owned tomb belonging to a known elite figure. The body is wrapped in linen. Spices are applied according to Jewish burial customs. Nearly 75 pounds of myrrh and aloes are used, enough to form a hardened resin-like casing when combined with burial cloth. From a strictly historical perspective, this is an orderly burial. From a spiritual perspective, some would argue something else is unfolding. Could divine orchestration already be at work? A wealthy man unexpectedly steps forward. A tomb in which no one had yet been laid. A burial site that eliminates confusion with previous occupants. Coincidence or precision? Archaeology in Jerusalem reveals a consistent pattern in elite tomb construction. These were not shallow pits. They were hewn into limestone bedrock. The entrance was low and narrow. Inside was a small chamber. Burial niches carved into the walls. Preparation benches sometimes built inside. The body would first be laid on a stone shelf. After decomposition, about a year later, the bones would be collected into an ossuary. This practice is confirmed by multiple excavations across Judea. One of the most significant archaeological finds from this period is the Giv'at ha-Mivtar burial remains discovered in 1968. Physical evidence that crucified individuals were sometimes buried. The tomb described in the Gospels fits the wealthy rock-hewn model. Now consider the spiritual dimension. The Hebrew scriptures contain imagery of a righteous servant associated with suffering and burial among the wealthy. From a believer's lens, this is fulfillment. From a skeptic's lens, it is literary construction. From an archaeological standpoint, it is plausible and consistent with the era. Divine intervention, if it occurred, did not bypass architecture. It worked within it. Modern art often portrays a manageable circular rock. Archaeology suggests something heavier. Rolling stones for elite tombs could weigh between 1 and 2 tons. They rested in a sloped track. Closing required gravity. Opening required coordinated force, multiple individuals, leverage, time. This was not a silent operation. If someone intended to steal a body, they would face a massive stone, a hardened burial wrap, a guarded site, and public scrutiny. unless something beyond human effort occurred. The accounts describe the stone as already moved before anyone arrived to inspect. Some traditions describe seismic activity, others describe angelic presence. Science can measure tremors, faith can attribute purpose. Was it geology, or was it something else? According to the Gospel of Matthew, the tomb was secured with a Roman seal. This likely involved a cord stretched across the entrance and sealed with clay bearing imperial insignia. Breaking it was not vandalism, it was treason. Tampering invited execution. From a legal standpoint, the tomb was not merely closed, it was state-protected. From a spiritual perspective, sealing a grave could symbolize humanity's attempt to finalize death. Yet if divine power was involved, the seal becomes symbolic. Human authority declaring permanence, heaven responding with reversal. Roman guards were not amateurs. Units could consist of 4 to 16 soldiers. Discipline was ruthless. If a prisoner escaped, the guard could suffer the penalty intended for the prisoner. If the body vanished, consequences would be severe. Now imagine this scene. Armed men, trained veterans, positioned at a sealed tomb. Then something happens. The account records fear, trembling, temporary paralysis. From a believer's perspective, angelic intervention. From a skeptic's perspective, embellishment. From a historian's perspective, an empty tomb with guards unable or unwilling to prevent what occurred. Divine involvement, if present, did not erase witnesses, it stunned them. At dawn, women approach with additional spices. They expect decay, they expect closure. Instead, they encounter absence. The stone is displaced, the seal broken, the interior vacant. Linen cloths remain. Here lies one of the most curious details. The wrappings are not described as torn away violently. They are described as left behind. If theft occurred, thieves would not unwrap a corpse inside a guarded tomb. They would remove the body entirely, unless the body passed through the wrappings. Resurrection is not resuscitation, it is transformation. Divine power interacting with physical matter, not an escape, a transition. History presents options. The body was stolen. Authorities relocated it. The wrong tomb was visited. Hallucination occurred. Each theory faces complications. Fearful followers lacked motive and opportunity. Producing a body would have crushed the movement instantly. The burial site belonged to a public figure and was verifiable. Hallucinations do not move stone or leave linen behind. The empty tomb is not proof in isolation, but it is a catalyst, a vacuum that demands explanation. Though debated, the Shroud of Turin remains one of the most analyzed artifacts in history. Image encoding, three-dimensional properties, blood chemistry, carbon dating controversy. Some argue medieval origin, others argue unexplained formation processes. If authentic, it suggests intense energy interaction. If symbolic, it represents humanity's enduring search for physical evidence of transcendence. Either way, it keeps the question alive. Historians cannot measure miracles in laboratories, but they can examine outcomes. Within weeks of the crucifixion, terrified followers become bold proclaimers. A movement spreads across the Roman Empire. Persecution intensifies. Testimonies remain consistent. People rarely suffer and die for what they know is fabricated. Something shifted. Was it grief-induced fervor or an encounter with the living Christ? If divine intervention occurred, it did not merely move stone, it moved human courage. Now bring this home, because the empty tomb is not only about one historical mourning, it's about every season where your life feels sealed, every moment when dreams appear buried, every time pressure mounts and hope seems entombed beneath weight. You may feel surrounded by stone, you may feel guarded by impossibility, You may feel sealed by circumstances beyond your control, but the resurrection narrative declares something radical. No seal is final when God is involved. No stone is immovable when heaven speaks. No ending is absolute when divine authority intervenes. Human resurrection is not only about bodies rising from graves, it's about courage rising from fear, purpose rising from pain, faith rising from failure. When God enters the equation, impossibility becomes transition. The tomb in Jerusalem was not simply emptied, it was redefined. And so can your situation be. When God is present, difficulty is not destiny, it is development. Darkness is not defeat, it is the stage before dawn.
If this exploration expanded your understanding, historically and spiritually, subscribe to Scripture, Science, and the Ancient World. Share this episode. Engage the conversation. Because when we combine evidence with faith, archaeology with hope, history with divine possibility, we do more than analyze the past. We discover the blueprint for rising again. Until next time, keep seeking, keep thinking, and never underestimate what can happen when stone meets sovereignty.